I think we need to continue keeping certain tax incentives in place. I think those have proven to be very effective, right, in terms of installing renewable energy, getting the costs down. I think we also need to be pushing R&D. And R&D is something that we can do relatively inexpensive. If you're worried about the budget, as I know you are, you can put money into that and reap long-term gains. And that's going to help us. I know it's not on the pace that I want, right? But if you're saying I can't have my Operation Warp Speed, then let's think about what can we do over 15 years instead of over 5. And R&D is a big part of that.
You said this to me earlier. Like, I want to believe everything you say because you say it in such a nice way, but then I think about it and I'm like, that's still going to be so expensive. But in my ideal world, I think the pace of technological increase, you mentioned batteries earlier, I mentioned nuclear, is going to continue to just exponentially increase. And with no government R&D, I think that businesses are going to find a way to really work on this issue, especially if we stop having China eat our lunch and whatever, we're able to develop technologies ourselves here. I think realistically, we're going to see something in the middle. I'd be surprised if we don't have any green investment, but politics is so torn, right now. And this is a good last point, and your thoughts. It just feels like nothing can get done on these big issues. In D.C., people can't come to a consensus. If Republicans win the Senate and the House or one or the other, they've pretty much said they're just going to table everything. And I think if Republicans get control of everything, or everything but one house, Democrats are going to play the opposite side. They're not really going to want big legislation to pass. Do you see the viability of progress being made on big issues? And has this conversation given you any optimism for the future?
I think on climate change, I'm still optimistic. I think people recognize the scale of the issue. You recognize the scale of the issue. That's why we're talking about it, right? You recognize it as important. Maybe it's different on your priority level.
Yeah, it's much lower because I think it's longer term than you think, but I obviously think there's an issue here.
But I think that the solutions that I want in terms of the business side of things, you would also agree with for the most part. And so I think there's common ground to be had there, and there's stuff to be done at the local and state level. And that's honestly where a lot of holdup in renewable...
Local politics?
Yeah.
I thought it was all done federally.
Yeah, it is shocking, I know, with the amount of time that we spent on it. But that's where a lot of things actually get done, on the renewable front in particular, right? Think about local permitting even, right? State permitting and federal permitting are all there. But there's holdups at every level of the project. And so talking about red tape, if you can try to get rid of some of that to enable development on the local and state side, that's going to go a long way. And I think that...
all about getting rid of red tape.
I think that state and local politicians are also incentivized to do that because the development and dollars are a lot more tangible when you're at a state level or a county level or a city level, town, whatever it is, than it is at a federal level.
Yeah.
And so I'm hopeful because of the decentralization of democracy when it comes to climate change. I think the decentralization of democracy has led to other impacts elsewhere that I'm sure we'll get into on future episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hopeful.
Okay. I'm hopeful too. I believe in the American spirit. I think we're going to build, create, and sell our way to prosperity and to addressing climate change, to addressing COVID, to addressing all the issues of the future. Wow. It's good to hear optimism out of you, though.
Yeah, let's talk about my left-wing buzzwords. Just hit me with the alphabet soup of those.
Oh, yeah. Did I trigger a reaction over there?
No, I'm just chuckling.
I think that's really what we wanted to discuss. So, Matt, thank you for being here. Thank you to the University of Chicago for their space. And we hope you guys will join us next time.
Great to be here, and thanks for chatting. Look forward to doing it again soon.
Likewise.